Good morning.
1960.
Committing themselves to civil rights, the new government.
Good morning.
1969.
This Mary Chopper is not only a guide to those who lead our nation in government.
Notice, Lieutenant General Joro Ekoku.
Public in an attempt to make scapegoats of Rawlings and his men.
For the first time in Ghana, Union Army officers headed to
Country. After 3 months, they handed over to civilian government under Mahila Lima.
I will set the appropriate examples myself.
Welcome to United KS Front TV.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We have here Dr. Yeo No Jr. Today's issue, we are going to discuss 30 minutes questions that Ghanaians have asked in the post-transition era. You know, people vehemently rejected the NPP government because the country was plunged into various kinds of trouble, economic hardships and so forth. And among the hardships and problems that we face is the high unemployment rate among the youths and adults, especially with the youths. We have to do something and do it drastically. And so we're going to have a look at that. And that's why we have got here a young leader. And then a promising leader who has the brightness of the future to champion the cause of a social democratic party like the NDC. Welcome to United KS Front, Dr. Nuno.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes,
It's a privilege I'm happy to be here.
yes. Can you give us a brief outlook of how the victory makes you and your colleagues who fortified feel?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that it should not come in silver matter. If you look around us to the elections on the 7th of December 2024, even those to the polls were predicting victory for the NDC and John Dramani Mahama. We, as the youth and the council, were engaged in various forms of campaign, were complacent. We still make sure that we got the message of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to the grounds. And even on election day, if you look at the spirits in which Ghanaians voted massively for the NDC and the vigilance of Ghanaians, we have done this by ourselves. It shows that Ghanaians are expecting more from the incoming NDC administration. And we can afford to fail the people of Ghana. So it's a sweet victory, but there's no time for us to go and handle. It's time for the NDC to work.
Yeah, that's true. There's no time at all for any rest.
Yeah.
The fact is, you can see from the spirit that the use of this can be forced against any government.
Yeah.
And forcefully push the victory of the NCC.
Yeah.
Now, if you look closely, you realize that they have serious problems. And we all know the situation in this country. Some of the youth are going to the extremes. We have left the country. We are living in droves. Even professionals and people with technical expertise, nurses, doctors, people in the other fields, professional fields, they are leaving. But those two women here are expecting something from this incoming government. We believe that it's future government. And then the people to carry out are the people who are going to have ministers and the basis of this country. Now, if you look at it, what is the policy of the NDC that the manifesto speaks about the youth, the tackling the youth unemployment and giving them more.
Yeah, thank you very much. See, for a country like Ghana, when you look at the spirits of the founding fathers of Ghana, you look at the country like Ghana that is rich in natural resources. We have gold, we have bauxite, we have timber, we have cocoa. And you look at the youth of this nation going through what they are going to be, we've let the youth of this nation down. Ghana and the past almost towards before John Dramani Mahama handed the water in 2016, we were on the path to become the black star of Africa. The NDP now government drinking and they let everybody down. Now, on the going through today, starts almost at 15%. At the time that John Mahama handed over, unemployment was about 8%, which means that there are lots of youths out there who are qualified to get jobs, who are seeking for jobs and they are not getting the jobs. That is manifesto that comes to reset Ghana, has a comprehensive laydown programs to address unemployment rates. We all have this tendency talking about one of the flash policy, the 24-hour policy, where in simple terms we explain that is one job, 3 people, that's going to be handled in 3 shifts. Now, we have state agencies that are supposed to be in charge of facilitating these sort of things, but then they are not working. The next administration is going to look at empowering the legal department. And one of the legal departments is going to be able to link job seekers to other jobs. I'll let you show you how this is going to be done. This is one of the solutions that will drive the employment rates in Ghana. That is going to link up job seekers to get jobs. There are lots of private institutions, there are lots of private companies, there are lots of private factories, manufacturing companies. There are vacancies over there. And I'm saying this because of the data and the statistics available to us on our table. It's not something that we see this around. It's something that we research about, it's something that we know. Now, these private organizations, okay, sometimes they need a mayor, sometimes they need accountants, they need an HR, they need a technician to handle technical issues. There's a job seeker somewhere. Some of the companies are in Accra, some of them are in Accra, even in Accra, some are in different districts. There's a job seeker somewhere in Google. There's a vacancy or a job somewhere in Ghana. Okay, and then nobody goes there to get a job. Now, what's the job of the labor department? How are we going to empower them? We need to empower them with resources so that they embark on a comprehensive and aggressive job canvassing drive. What are the different departments, the officials who will go to these companies, who will go to these organizations, engage with the HRs and ask them, what are the vacancies that you have? So you say you have a vacancy for an HR. What's the qualification? Is it a first degree, a master's degree, how many years experience? Pick up this, you need a vacancy for a grammar. Okay, then pick up this, a labor department, leave that job. They are empowered by the Mahama government from January 7th. And then they get all the vacancies, you go to another place, they need all the domestic workers. Okay, they want a house help, they want a house boy. You're not focusing only on formal jobs. You're also focusing on informal, the informal sector, the jobs that they are over there. Because when you just take the job market, not everybody has got certificates. Some of them have certificates, some of them do not have certificates. So if you are looking at reducing unemployment rates in Ghana, you should be looking at getting formal jobs and then informal jobs for the people of Ghana. All because all these data tomorrow is completely come out to the office. We publish them and then the job seekers come to the office. The labor department has got straight staff that can screen and then interview them, screen them, shortlist them, and give them out to the companies so that they get them. That's one aspect of reducing unemployment rates. Across Africa, you will realize that most people from African countries come to our educational institutions. They come to universities, University of Ghana, they go to our private universities, our nursing junior colleges, our medical schools. They come and study medicine here. They come and study medicine over here. And then they go back to their countries, which means that we have quality education provided for our professional students over here. How are we studying this? It's about 10 minutes as a government. We entered bilateral agreements with some of these international countries and international agencies that recruit people into those places. So we should have a lot of messages. We cannot recruit all of them in Ghana. If the John Dramani Mahama manifesto that's reset in Ghana. He speaks about the fact that they used to do labor exporting. Well, some of the lessons will be already in Ghana, but some of them will also be exported outside the country. How are we going to be able to do that? How are we going to get the vacancies outside the country? The next thing the administration is going to attach labor officers to most of our international coaches, the embassies. They are job mainly. Okay, the labor officers, they are job mainly in the embassy out there. They just run for jobs. Look for the criteria that they want. So they want the driver. What's the criteria? They want the list. What's the criteria? We want vocational and training institutions in Ghana. So we think that the criteria they are looking for, we want to remember that we won't meet after that standard. We get them to the vocationals to train them to meet this criteria, so we want to export some of them there. And the good thing about that is that we do lots of importation, but then it puts burden on the sea. When you are driving labor migration, exporting labor out of these countries, apart from the way that we use unemployment, we will be getting in foreign returns, also pushing the sea. Because all these people are working in the government in Ghana, will be selling foreign currencies to Ghana, and we will also encourage them that, see, once we have a contract with them, we have the Smith pension scheme over here. So for example, we are working in the United States in the very like $1,000 every month. Okay, let's pay $50 every month to us. Your pension in Ghana instead. So at the end of the day, we realize what they call deal with the general sector, the European sector, the national labor organization. Most Africans, most Ghanaians are going to work in the West. Find it difficult coming out to Ghana because they have nothing to follow. They will all their life there, they have there, they have nothing to follow. So we encourage them to pay tokens, okay, into their social pension scheme, getting about $50 out of the $3,000. At the end of the day, when he wants to send out to Ghana, they will be able to pass them to follow. And the labor officers will be attached to these embassies, international missions. Okay, apart from that, we should keep a check on all the labors that we want to export. And tell us, I think with them, they are not here. This is how to finance in Ghana. This is how to build a house in Ghana. And this is how they are not able to do. Okay, I don't know the economy to Ghana. You're going to give you competent, trusted, credible contractors. And then based on the design of house that you want to build, we check our availability. And then because of that way, I think the design we want to return back to Ghana. Okay, we don't have a house in Ghana, we don't have a pension scheme to follow over here. And that's also captured in the Jomara administration. For even the workers in Ghana, Jomara says that even if they are worker married to one sector, so far as they are earning salary, so far as they are Ghana, okay, if you have around anyone in Ghana, and you want to do that, so many of this situation doesn't, the issue of rent is going to get on the pass. If you have around anyone in Ghana, and you are a worker, build a family, it's a 1 bedroom, it's a 2 bedroom, it's a 3 bedroom, you just will look at your family and pay. You spread it for 10 years, 20 years, depending on your family, and then how do you want to do your house now? Within that month, you will give it to the house. And they can pay over a period of time. What's the reason for this is now the labor achieves in our international missions are supposed to also do that for them. Because currently when they can, these are some that are very similar to them. For those who like
Committing themselves to civil rights, the new government.
Good morning.
1969.
Israeli chapter is not only a guide to those who lead our nation in government.
Notice, Lieutenant General Joru Ekofo.
Public in an attempt to make scapegoats of all these men.
For the first time in Ghana, a group of junior army officers had attempted to
Country. After 3 months, they handed over to a civilian government under Hilal Liman.
I will set the appropriate examples myself.
Big Parliament dissolved. See. I'm coming to sing in one country. Supposed to be
24 of the free maternity care for our women. Late 50
Welcome to United Areas Front TV.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We have here Dr. Yeo Nono Jr. Today's issue, we are going to discuss pertinent questions that Ghanaians have asked in the post-transition era. We know people vehemently rejected the NPP government because the country was plunged into various kinds of trouble, economic hardships and so forth. And among the hardships and problems that we face is the high unemployment rate among the youths and adults, especially with the youths. We have to do something and do it drastically. And today we're going to have a look at that. And that is why we have brought here a young leader, and then a promising leader who has the brightness of the future to champion the cause of a social democratic party like the NDC. Welcome to United Areas Front, Dr. Nono.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes,
It's a privilege, and I'm happy to be here.
yes. Can you give us a brief outlook of how the victory makes you and your colleagues who fought the fight feel?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that the victory did not come with silver platter. If you look at the run-up to the elections on the 7th of December 2024, even though most of the polls were predicting victory for the NDC and John Dramani Mahama, we as the youth of the grounds that were engaged in various forms of campaign were complacent. We still make sure that we got the message of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to the grounds. And even on the election day, if you look at spirits in which Ghanaians voted massively for the NDC and the vigilance of Ghanaians, we could have done it by ourselves. It shows that Ghanaians are really expecting more from the incoming NDC administration. And we can afford to fail the people of Ghana. So it's a sweet victory, but then there's no time for us to go on honeymoon. It's time for the NDC to work.
Yeah, that's true. There's no time at all for any rest.
Yeah.
The fact is, you can see from the spirit that the youths of this country fought against the NPP government.
Yeah.
And forcefully pushed the victory of the NDC.
Yeah.
Now, if you look closely, you realize they have serious problems. And we all know the situation in this country. Some of the youths who have gone to the extremes have just given up. They have left the country. And they are living in droves. Even professionals and people with technical expertise, nurses, doctors, people in the other fields, professional fields, they are leaving. But those who remain here are expecting something from this incoming government. They believe there is a future in Ghana. And the people to carry out are the people who are going to administer the resources of this country. Now, if you look at it, what in the policy of the NDC as a manifesto speaks about the youth, the tackling the youth unemployment and giving them hope?
Yeah, thank you very much. See, for a country like Ghana, when you look at the spirits of the founding fathers of Ghana, when you look at the country like Ghana that is rich in natural resources, we have gold, we have bauxite, we have timber, we have cocoa, and you look at the youth of this nation going through what they are going today, we've let the youth of this nation down. Ghana and the past on which it was before John Dramani Mahama handed over to NPP in 2016, we were on the path to become the black star of Africa. The NPP Namaru government administration came and they let everybody down. Now, unemployment rate today stands almost at 15%. At the time that John Mahama handed over, unemployment was about 8%, which means that there are lots of youths out there who are qualified to get jobs, who are seeking for jobs and they are not getting the jobs. The NDC manifesto that comes to reset Ghana has a comprehensive laydown programs to address unemployment rates. We all have His Excellency talking about one of the flagship policies, the 24-hour policy, where in simple terms we explain that is one job, 3 people, that's going to be handled in 3 shifts. Now, we have state agencies that are supposed to be in charge of facilitating these kind of things, but then they are working. The next MDC administration is going to look at empowering the labor department. Empower the labor department so that we'll be able to link our job seekers to other jobs. Let me show you how this is going to be done. This is one of the solutions that will drive the employment rates in Ghana. That is going to make up job seekers to get jobs. There are lots of private institutions, there are lots of private companies, there are lots of private factories, manufacturing companies. There are vacancies over there. And I'm saying this because of the data and the statistics available to us on our table. It's not something that we see just about. It's something that we research about, it's something that we know. Now these private organizations, okay, sometimes they need a driver, sometimes they need accountants, they need an HR, they need a technician to handle technical issues. There's a job seeker to somewhere. Some of the companies are not in Accra, some of them are in Tema. Even though in Accra, some are in different districts. There's a job seeker somewhere in Bukumiri. There's a vacancy of a job somewhere in Tema. Okay, and then nobody goes there to get a job. Now, what's the job of the labor department? How are we going to empower them? We need to empower them with resources so that they embark on a comprehensive and aggressive job canvassing drive. What the labor department officials who go to these companies, who go to these organizations, engage with the HRs and ask them, what are the vacancies that you have? So if you say you have a vacancy for an HR, what's the qualification? Is it a first degree? Is it a master's degree? How many years experience? Pick up this data. Do you have a vacancy for a driver? Okay, then pick up this labor department, do that job. Being empowered by the Mahama government from January 7th. And then they get all the vacancies. You go to another place, maybe they want domestic workers. Okay, they want a house help. They want a houseboy. They're not focusing only on formal jobs. They're also focusing on the informal sector, the jobs available over there. Because finally, the job seekers we have on the market, not everybody has got certificates. Some of them have certificates, some of them do not have certificates. So if you are looking at reducing unemployment rates in Ghana, you should be looking at getting formal jobs and even informal jobs for the people of Ghana. All because all these data from all these companies, they come back to the office. We publish them and then the job seekers come to the office. The labor department has got trained staff that can screen and then interview them, screen them, shortlist them, and give them back to the companies so that they get jobs. That's one aspect of reducing unemployment rates. Across West Africa, you will realize that most people from African countries come to our educational institutions. They come to universities, University of Ghana, maybe most of our private universities, our nursing training colleges, our medical schools. They come and study medicine here. They come and study medicine over here. And then they go back to their countries, which means that we have quality education that we're providing for our professional students over here. How are we utilizing this? It's about time that as a government, we entered bilateral agreements with some of these international countries and international agencies that recruit people into those places. So we should have a lot of messages. We cannot recruit all of them here in Ghana. The John Dramani Manifesto, that's reset in Ghana. He speaks about the fact that we are going to do labor exporting. Well, some of the lessons will be already in Ghana, but some of them will also be exported outside the country. How are we going to be able to do that? How are we going to get the vacancies outside the country? The next MDC administration is going to attach labor officers to most of our international institutions, the embassies. They are job mainly. Okay, the labor officers, they are job mainly in the embassies out there. They just want to look for jobs. Look for the criteria that they want. So if they want a driver, what's the criteria? If they want to listen, what's the criteria? We've got vocational and training institutions in Ghana. So if we think that the criteria they are looking for, we got drivers that will not meet up to that standard. We get them to start on the vocational school, train them to meet this criteria, so we want to export some of them there. And the good thing about that is that see, we do lots of importation, but then it puts burden on the city. When you are driving labor migration, exporting labor out of these countries, apart from the fact that you are reducing unemployment, you'll be getting in foreign returns and also pushing the city. Because all these people are working there, they got families in Ghana, we'll be selling foreign currencies to Ghana, and we can also encourage them that we see once we have a contract with them, we have the SNIT pension scheme over here. So for example, you are working in the United States, we are earning like $3,000 every month. Okay, let's pay $50 every month to as into your pensions in Ghana instead. So at the end of the day, we've realized what the people deal with the General Center, the European Center, the International Labour Organization. Most Africans, most Ghanaians that go to work in the West find it difficult coming back to Ghana because when they come out, they have nothing to follow. They raise all their lives there, they build their properties there, they have nothing to follow. So if you encourage them to pay tokens, okay, into their social, their pension scheme, yeah, we have $50 after the $3,000. At the end of the day, when they want to return back to Ghana, they will be able to have something to follow. And the labor officers will be attached to these embassies, these international missions. Okay, apart from that, they should be keeping a check on all the labors that they want to export. And so let's see, at this point in time, they are not here. This is how to acquire land in Ghana. This is how to build a house in Ghana. And this is how they are not dealing with the coup. So if you are dealing with the cabinet of Ghana, they are going to give you competent, trusted, credible contractors. And then based on the design of house that you want to build, we check out availability. And then it gets enough for you. I think when the time when you want to return back to Ghana, okay, you know you have a house in Ghana, you know you have a pension scheme to follow over here. And that's also captured in the Jonama administration. For even workers here in Ghana, Jonama says that even if they are worker, one private or government sector, so far as they are earning salary, so far as they have a card, okay, if you have a man anywhere in Ghana, and you want to do that, so for this nation doesn't the issues of rent is going to be a thing of the past. If you have one anywhere in Ghana, and you are a worker, based on affordability, it's a 1 bedroom, it's a 2 bedroom, it's a 3 bedroom, you just will look at your affordability and pay, and then you spread it for 10 years, 20 years, depending on your affordability, and then when you are done, then how do you want to your own house is done within 9 months, you are moving into the house. And then you pay over a period of time. So what's the reason for workers in Ghana? The labor achieved in our international missions are supposed to also do that over there. Because currently when they come, these are some of the advices that we give to them. For those who like to enter into businesses, who like to do be entrepreneurs. Okay, once we are here, we also tell them that if you want to set up a business in Ghana, these are the things that you want to do. But we're able to do this comprehensively. Apart from the fact that we are canvassing for jobs within the private sector, we are linking jobs together to build jobs. Apart from the fact that we are exporting labor and getting foreign exchange into the country, and 24-hour economy, that is also going to give incentives to businesses. And a manufacturing company, one of the things that kills businesses is the issue of high taxes, is the issue of high electricity tariffs. If you go to the labor department today and you look at the reasons why most of the companies are affording now, these are the two predominant ones. The third one is the unavailability of the raw materials. Companies are considered in Ghana. They do production of food juices. They don't get the raw material because most of our farms are being converted to sites. People are shunning away from farming. Most of the raw farms are eaten to areas. People are shunning, so they don't get access to the raw materials to feed the manufacturing companies that they set up. So they are folding up and they are leaving Ghana and going to other countries where they can get them. Today, can you believe Ghana, we import cocoa to satisfy supplies of contracts to the national bodies that will do that will supply that cocoa. We are also supposed to meet those demands. So that's Ghana. Ghana was the licenser in cocoa. So they Cote d'Ivoire is leading us in the production of cocoa. We need as a sense of agency, okay? They have lots of youth in Ghana. Having that in the private sector, having just labor exports, we need to look critically on the issue of farming. This is a question in the manifesto. Why farming? There are people, when you go to the talents, okay, that are good in farming, but they're not good in marketing of products. They are not good in sales of products. If you go at anything manifesto, you are saying that, see, in every region, we are going to set up a team. Okay, we call them marketing and sales team or managerial team or else. So they are going to be there. When you do the plants, they are good in planting tomatoes, they are good in planting all that. Their job at the regional level is that they are going to market and sell them, and then you get a return, you get money, you consider the farming. And also for the farmers, they are going to boost their farming by giving them fertilizers, free fertilizers, they are going to export them, like Rochina was exporting them and launching us to Burkina Faso and all that. They are taking out the people of Ghana, fertilizers to give to the farmers, or let's say in the farming. We have conventional agriculture. Where so they go there, most of the people are no more farming and sugar cane.
what do you do? You're going to get the raw materials to feed that industry. So we need to encourage people to go into the farm to get most of the raw materials to supply the industries. And there are things that they do the planting and it's time for harvest and they are not able to get those videos on the past because the people are managerial. For the youth who want to enter into entrepreneurship and not have any experience, they are experienced people who will put at least managerial secretariat. That apart from the funding, we are giving you funding to be able to go into these businesses, not only farming, we are going to also monitor you and also give you advice on material skill, how to manage these things and how to be able to market them, how to sell them, how to save, how to invest back, and all that. This is a comprehensive job creation policy that Trump, the money balance government, is coming up with. Also, we have also looked at that we do lots of exports of our raw materials. We don't process them into the second cycle. So now there are all 60 regions. We are going to build up industries to process the raw materials. So if you take somewhere like the Eastern region, and maybe tomatoes and mango, we'll have a mango processing factory, tomato processing factory, process them into a secondary product. So you can export them and also make more money. And the factories now will be set up, will also be creating employment. The family will be creating employment. The exports will be bringing in more foreign exchange and distribution our seeds. So the NDC government is like governments that were getting things out of the blue. We know exactly what we're talking about. The President John Mahama is focused on driving job creation and reducing unemployment in Ghana.
Well, thank you so much. It's all well and good as has been said. Well, let's now look at some of the issues more closely. You mentioned the sports of our labor. That means people will be involved. Now, you mentioned vacancies in the industries, companies, let's say the cottage industries. Now, we know that some of the most bargaining problems that these industries have is the fact that they cannot meet production costs. And there is a quotation of cheap, competitive products. And so we can't compete with the cheap ones from places like the Far East, around the ocean specifically. How do you have anything in the manifesto of the NDC to solve this?
Yeah, so earlier I spoke about the fact that most of the manufacturing companies in Ghana, the number reasons why they wind up is because of high taxes and also high tariffs. There's a company that was following closely that was used to, and I spoke to the owner not too long ago. So he tells me that when he was importing, I'm not sharing with the company, at the time he was importing, he does mosquito calls, I'm mentioning, at the time he was importing mosquito calls from China, and suddenly he was making a lot of money. But it's always been his dream to set up a company, a manufacturing company. So he started the position, he set up a company, and then electricity taxes. Today the business of creative development, tomorrow Shari, tomorrow the sectorial industry that is in, they are having food and passport, the taxes were just too much. And today the company has sold up. And he had employed more than 2,000 Ghanaians. About the time he was in a position, he had about 15 staff. He was making so much money. So looking at this, John Mahama government has, the Mahama administration has spoken about it. We know exactly what the companies are going through. And then, so we're going to give them cheap incentives on taxes first of all. They're going to give tax incentives, some of them will enjoy the honeymoon period of taxes for some of years. Some of them will be reduced. We're going to reduce electricity. Special meters will be given to them when they are running, especially the 24-hour economy. So from a certain point in time, the electricity will be reading at half price. This is to motivate them so that they employ more. Look at the mosquito ball for we're talking about. They are employed 2,000 people, but they're running just 12 hours. Now you give them this incentive. If they're able to employ additional 2,000 people, and they're able to employ, let's say, 1,000 people. 1,000 people who are unemployed are more of their unemployment market and are gaining jobs right now. So John Mahama
This is exactly what I was talking about. NBC what I was talking about. That's why we said we were going to give incentives. It was also that those who rely on raw materials from Ghana. That's why it's production of food juices, and they rely on wood from Ghana, they rely on tomatoes. They are not getting them again. Ghana is importing tomatoes today. Ghana is importing onions today. Ghana is importing yam today. You never was the streets of Accra. You find the young men who are told to blast yams and the streets of everybody is one day. We've noticed all these things. So the managerial, secretarial of set up the regions, now we handle them, train them in the managerial, marketing their products, sell them, and then you get their money is there. Also, the unemployment youth and the youth that youth are moving out of farming instead of being out pastures where it's not necessary in the cities. Or show them that they can make money from the events in which they are able to stay there. And together we are winning. The government is winning because only a country that has high youth unemployment will rise up against one day. When the people are angry, the people are angry. And when they are angry, they will rise up against you. When you reduce unemployment rate, everybody is happy. The government benefits, the employers benefits, and the job seekers who are not getting the job, they also benefits. And then when he starts moving to the second field of exporting, he get more for energy. You used to already see.
Yeah, thank you so much. Now, before we break, let's have a look at what we all know is the natural setting of our country. Even though the Galamsey pits and the Galamsey operators have destroyed much of fraud, we know Ghana to be a predominantly agricultural nation, and most of them are subsidized, even though we try to raise the standard. Now, some of the youths during the elections, contacting all kidneys around the country from the border, the Austin border to the coast. There was one factor that was running through. It was the Northern Pass, Waterside, Midlands. We were saying the government must strengthen agricultural area. The government must set up service centers. The government must help the youth enroll into agri. And the government must take a good look at agri. That was one thing that was running through from East West, Northern, Sabon, all the way to Water, and say. So, what in the NDC manifesto talks about the use of agri and how they're going to be helped?
So the NDC manifesto addresses agri several aspects. One of them is that most of the Igbo across Ghana, most of these farming communities, most of them are still doing traditional farming as well, where they are using cattle and animals to do the weekend. So John Mahama manifesto, the recent Ghana manifesto, is mentioning clearly that they're going to have improvements in every farming. Yes, and they have a farm, and he wants to go and buy the farm, or to this farm to the service center, where the equipment are, you can write to register AMP, and then you go and go with buy the place if you need to clear the land or anything. The machine goes to do for you. If it's time for harvesting, depending on what you are doing, if it's our rice, you need the command access to do it, you can't get them, and then you go. That's one of the things that the drama government is doing. I'm also realizing that to market them, some of the products as I mentioned earlier, I don't get about planting. You planted, you harvested, you go to the produce, and you don't know how to market it, you don't know how to sell them. The service centers are going to have managerial people there, they're going to have marketing people there, not all people to market them and sell them so that you get your money. We're also looking at building industries in all these regions where those would like to go to production of their raw materials to the second, the first stage. They can also engage in that as well. And then, you see, it's become very nice because when we start talking about this, people say, I'm going to ban the Galamsey, the illegal mining. Yes, we're going to ban all forms of mining on the water bodies. So we're going to ban them. We're going to ban mining in the forest reserves. We are going to ban them. Any youth wants to engage in mining, wants to do responsible mining. We are setting up computers to treat them. You organize the road to treat them on the source mining, you acquire the system, and all that. The system is around more given the mineral solution. We're going to centralize the issue of the license to be the license that you are mining in this area, make sure that you are not going to destroy people's farms and all that. So when you go to the farm, scale that you build a farm, and one day illegal manage to come and then we'll come and destroy our farms. It's not going to happen. Straight monitoring is going to be done. We'll train them in responsible mining. And for the water bodies that people say they are not getting the water for irrigation purposes to water your plants. They're mining all the water bodies as well. And the ones in the 120 days, they're going to embark on the blue water right when we are going to show that we start the process of cleaning all the water bodies so that anybody living from those areas is going to get water to be able to water your plants. And for people who are engaged in animal farming, where you find the Fulanis where their animals come and then they destroy their farms, so it's rural they used to go into farming. They are going to visit certain areas where you shouldn't cross so that they can go there and then their fruits and their pasture, their wood come and destroy the farm. And I think that if you are able to push the farming agenda well, it will benefit all of us.
Yeah, so well and good. And I want to highlight the end segment of the year, planting, farming, and harvesting, and then there is marketing. I've heard it said that I'll be forcing the purchase of locally grown agro products by all agencies, educational institutions that rely on government for payments, so that they are going to buy directly from our people. What is the arrangement? And are they going to set up storage facilities in the areas where we use, where the goods are going to, people will need to store warehouses before they release them to the market?
Yeah, that's one of the things we are pushing most of the government agencies and our secondary schools rely on this school feeding from the government. They are going to purchase for the prioritize and made in Ghana products that we can purchase them for. Some of them that needs to be sold. We are going to bring back most of our warehouses and silos and then install them and then give them what is appropriate. Most of our tools to be put in most of our images. His Excellency has spoken extensively about that. So install the perishable goods as well. Look at the needs of the Kuma and I think the needs of the killers, you see, in the welfare sector, we have beef processing factories, we have cattle factories, we have shoe factories where our people connected to good things. Our business is not there anymore. The Secretary of now and the incoming NDC governments, we are going to bring back all those things. And then our agriculture sector will be very quickly, and those investors that will enjoy in smaller areas.
Yeah, the future hope we are expecting to hear something about that because it's something around. In the case of the very first thing that is key there, each individual mega earnings is the premise for the premise for intended to money that you invest for and the was telling the money that you invest for. And what I would say as I reported and all the reports I read from there, they don't go there. They say openly and that's a small quantity to their products. So that I have to go and buy to the everyday functionaries. And that's really the so that's why the mobilized fishermen companies. That's another process of areas. Now, they are saying even the water accounts that is given to the everyday activities for some time, months, they are no surprise. And people doesn't care about it. That's the number one thing. That's just the issue. Because on that,
the previous issue is not an issue just like today. And His Excellency John Mahama Young Manifesto, school extensions of rights, money system also the coastal and fishing communities. Around what's happening in those communities so that there's a whole managerial experience in those areas. The officer is RC, chairman, and one of the students got ahead of the most, and he said it was one of the big venture like he spoke about. Promoting the fishermen in those fishing communities. They are the ones who will sell the board. They are the ones who will take charge of the business. So from where the software will be from, that's what we know about it. If it's in I don't guess that the company in charge will be able to distribute their members or to help them in the fishing. Also, one of the affecting them in the fishing areas is this bush out of the sea. And then I don't know what reason the government, the government that they use the sea and then the fishes will assist the insurance and the people, the Chinese and those people are still fishing. And this the least modest fish and the ones there's no one to be able again. And then they are going to subsidize the armed boats, they are going to subsidize the armed boats for fishermen over there, and also for fishing companies. The 24-hour economy is going to contribute over there. 24-hour economy is something they think about. It is about the performance, it's about production. So everything the fishing community is 24-hour economy. This is going to be there. Because when the fishermen go for fishing and they come back, if you visit the typical sort of fishing community, the fishmongers also have their job that they do. They don't want to go during the meantime. Those small, lot of fish have to preserve by smoking, they sell them to the market, and then do only the work during the daytime, and sometimes they have also to preserve some of the fish and all that. So these things are going to do that most of our fishing areas are going to have these coastals, they are going to have this chef, lights over there, subsidized prices, so they can work 24 hours to be able to sell them and then we go on.
Yeah, let's take a break. And then we'll come back and continue.
Committing themselves to civil rights, the new government.
Good morning.
1969.
Notice. Lieutenant General Frederick Ikuku.
In an attempt to take scapegoats as
For the past a group of junior army officers had attempted to
country. After 3 months, they handed over to the civilian government under Hila Minai.
I will set the appropriate examples myself.
Yes, hello, folks. I believe we've heard something, and maybe we've noticed something. One moment. Yes, hello. I think we've come to the crucial aspect of the show. We're now going to try to see what we garnered from this and how we can get something from it.